Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this week's HO scale product review, we're going to take a look at this Walthers 50-foot insulated boxcar lettered for the Rio Grande Railroad. Now, as you can see, this has some light weathering. I bought this used for like 10 bucks off a model railroader in Beaumont, and he really leaned hard into it. So, to start off with, the lettering, from what I can see underneath the weathering, is pretty good. There's no flaking or cracking on the Rio Grande Herald here, where it wraps around the seams, the rivets, in between the individual body panels of the car. The car numbers on both sides of the car match, and they also match on the ends, which you'll see in a moment. We'll say one thing about the weathering: while it is rather heavy, it's not unrealistic, and it does do a whole lot to bring out the raised cast-on details on the side of this car. Specifically speaking about the door details. Now, you have the latching mechanisms here, you have the bars that lock it into place. You have everything that's supposed to be there. Now, all the declarations and the warning labels and the plate certification are A, correct and prototypical for this type of car, and B, legible, as is the weight and capacity information. Now, all four of the cast-on stirrup steps are present on this car, and you have these cast-on half-height ladders all the way around the car, which is prototypically correct for a freight car from this era, which is a modern era. You have the waybill board here cast onto the side of the car, which, yes, we still have waybill boards on a lot of cars. And you have the AEI tag reader right here, or AEI tag. Looking at the B end of this car, once you get past the cobwebs, my apologies for that, you see the plastic magnetic operating knuckle coupler, which this car has on both ends. You have the cast-on crossover platform. The handbrake wheel has broken off, unfortunately. You have a cast-on grab iron all the way across, cast-on half-height ladders. You have the road number here up top in the correct spot, and you have these nice dreadnought ends on the end of the car body. There are no polling pockets, which this is a modern era car, so of course there wouldn't be. You have the rivets here between the two body panels on the end, and you have some rivet detailing up along the top. Looking at the underside of this car, you see a fair amount of detailing. Not the most detailed car, but a fair amount. You have the body mounted knuckle couplers, the metal wheels. You have the individual floorboards of the car represented. You have the emergency and service reservoir, the air brake piston, and the air brake valve. But you have no associated brake rigging or air lines running to any of it. But for 10 bucks, I can't be too mad, and honestly, you really don't spend a whole lot of time looking at the underside of the car anyway. Looking at the roof, you can see this dude weathered the roof as well. Once you look past the weathering, you see the rivets along the edges of the roof panels, and of course you have the individual roof panels modeled along with the ridges in between each roof panel. This car will very easily operate on this is a 50-foot long freight car, and it will very easily operate on 18-inch radius track, which, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know abounds on the Stars Hollow Railroad. That is the only curves that are in existence on the Stars Hollow Railroad. So, We are going to hook this thing up to a train, and given that this is an insulated boxcar, we're going to run it around on a short train and shove this thing through the Bachmann Easy Track switches and spot this insulated boxcar up at Ducey's Foods, so you guys can see how it handles the Bachmann Easy Track switches.